How about we could note ended this smug artist career? Oh, okay, perfect. Okay.
Human ingenuity is what allowed our species to overcome our biggest challenges through creativity and resourcefulness. It's what allowed our very distant ancestors to make the discovery of fire, and it's what most recently gave us access to the
Well, why do we go
forbidden
historic again?
skies, allowing us to fly. And while throughout history there are many different examples of these incredible discoveries, it is in my humble opinion that our best discovery yet is probably pastries. That's right, whether that be a pain au chocolat, croissant, beignet, éclair,
Croissant.
you name it, there are very few things that can compare. And while France is easily the best place in the world to get any type of pastry, its residents, more specifically over the last few years, would have to come face to face with this industry's biggest, darkest secret: industrial pastries, more notably the croissant. Now look, this was a big
What is
deal.
it?
When you're
What
going
is
to a
it?
bakery,
What is
the
this
expectation is
history?
that you'd be receiving something made in-house in the morning, fresh, delivered right into your hands. These bakeries, though, were selling these pre-frozen pastries under the guise of them being fresh, without giving any indication or disclaimer that they're pre-frozen, essentially scamming you. I mean,
What are
this
you
was
talking about?
scandalous. It even led to the creation of a new label that certifies that, hey, this bakery actually does everything by hand. We don't use frozen products. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't take a genius to understand this problem. Why would I pay the same exact price, sometimes even more, for something that is pre-frozen when I could just use that same money to buy something made fresh in the morning? For the consumer, this didn't make any damn sense. That's simple to understand, right? Well, apparently, to some artists these days, this concept cannot get through their thick skulls for some reason. And when I say artists, I'm talking specifically about Gami, an artist that started her activity 6 years ago and was well known in the VTuber community, all while being someone who very staunchly and publicly constantly opposed AI usage in art, calling out anyone who dared to use AI with their art or who faked the fact that they actually drew it. In
Wait,
fact, she would go
hold
even
on.
further and
Pause. How did we? Wait, what's with the history of croissant to an AI art again? What the fuck happened? What? We went from the history of croissant overspent croissant being like pricey to AI generate. This bitch Mujin, I swear, every single time. Every single time he does this.
would draw an entire meme saying, maybe I make ugly drawings, but at least I don't use AI. And guess what? This post would go absolutely viral, but not because of the meme itself. It would go viral because of the very humiliating community note that would be attached to it, destroying any ounce of her reputation in one day. And that's without mentioning the 2 Google Docs that were written about her. Now look, I've made a lot of videos about people getting community noted on Twitter, okay? But this right here
Wait, hold on.
might be the
Let me fix something real quick. Hold on.
most merciless one yet. This is why I figured we had to talk about it. Before we step into this, just know that you can use the code Mujin for 10% off anything on the gamersubs.gg website. And now, without further ado, let's do this. Alright, so let's get one thing straight. Tracing has been a problem in the arts community for many years, even before ChatGPT and other AI tools came out. The arts
Maybe just
community
fix this real
consensus
quick.
about tracing
Don't
was that
mind
it was
me.
okay if you were trying to learn,
Why
but
so big?
immoral if you were trying to make it seem like it was your own work.
Why is it
And
massive?
you didn't really need AI for that to be a problem. In fact, one could go back as recently as November 9th, 2025, when Hisashi Iguchi, one of the most
Where's-
well-renowned artists
How
in
the fuck
Japan, would
do
be
I make it
exposed as
shorter?
having traced for, well, his entire
Why it's so
fucking
big?
career. This guy's drawings were top of the game. You'd find them in exhibitions, you'd have companies hiring him to make posters out of them, and yet it turned out that the drawing he had made for the Chualine Culture Festival in 2025 was nothing more than him taking the picture of a woman on social media
There you go.
and just tracing over it.
Finally.
Quickly
What the
afterwards, people would
fuck?
start analyzing his past work, and it would turn out to not be an isolated incident. The guy has been doing this for his entire career, taking pictures all over the internet or by photographers and just claiming that it was something that came from his own head. This is very significant because even before the widespread use of AI, I could have very
Ugh.
easily taken any of these images that he had taken,
I hate
put them
that
through
shit.
some drawing filter and made it seem like I drew it myself, okay? The inherent problem with tracing, or hell, you can call it just cheating, is that it's very easily detectable if it's done by an amateur, but very hard to prove if it's done by someone who actually knows how to draw. This has
Yeah,
always been
that's
the
true.
case. And
Like it's like sometimes I like, oh my god, like that's fucking AI. It's like I think those are like videos, but when it comes to art, I'm very nitpicky. I can easily tell if it's done by AI, if it's like art, but if it's like some videos, it's kind of a bit tricky now. Like recently, like it's getting hard to know which one is AI. Like in some, I don't know what AI is it, but like you know those TikToks where like they compare which one is real and which one is AI. Those are scary whenever I fail. I don't draw by tracing also making. Yeah, tracing is okay as long as you don't claim that you made it on your own. Like as long it's like as long as for rules in tracing, as long as it's not someone's art. And yeah, I usually trace from like the official anime, like actual anime, you know. I trace there. I think I traced Levi from Attack on Titan. That's the only thing I trace if I remember correctly. Yeah. Okay, there we go.
While we could, to a certain extent, cross-reference images that were traced before AI, that is no longer the case because just about anyone can just generate any image they want and it would be a unique image, one that doesn't
Yeah,
exist.
like tracing anime is okay. Like from those like commercialized stuff, yeah. But if it's like independent artists or like not studio artists, that's gonna be like a problem because you're technically getting their idea. It's not mainstream. Basically, not mainstream, like a fan art or like some mini comics like in manhwas. I think what happened to like is it Windbreaker? I think is it Windbreaker? Yeah, I think like they trace some there. Like yeah, it's a problem. I remember that. Let me calibrate my camera again.
Anywhere else. So even if someone does trace, you can't prove it by cross-referencing their illustration to the original image. You have to prove it in other ways, and that typically requires a lot of effort, most notably, well, a Google Doc. This is where Gami comes in, an artist that has been active for the last 6 years and also happens to stream as a VTuber. She grew her following like, well, most artists would, drawing well-known VTubers and content creators, as well as participating in viral art trends. This would lead her to get followed by many of these VTubers that she drew, okay? Some of them very big. And as an artist, if you get followed by some of these top guys, well, you get legitimized. People look at you and
Okay.
think, oh, well, if this person follows them, then they must be an actual real artist that does work on time, right? Gami would of course understand this.
I should probably change my background, right, at this point. Let me see. It's too blue and it's crashing. It's clashing with my fucking character. Um. Okay, there we go. That's much better, I think.
Which would then lead her to open up her commissions. This is where VGen comes in, a website that gained huge prominence within the VTuber community but now pretty much exists for just about anyone. What makes it unique is that it doesn't support any sort of AI usage, doesn't sell user data, and doesn't display ads. It also happens to be very exclusive. In order to create an account to sell things on the platform, you need a code. That referral code can only be acquired in one of 6 different ways. But getting a code is only the first hurdle. After you actually create your account, you have to go through multiple criteria in order to get verified by an actual real human being that will make sure that you are
Did I watch this before? Did I watch this before? No, it was okay. It was a different artist, but it's similar. But it's a different artist. It's a different artist. I remember. It was similar, but a different artist. Like
Shit.
she was
And
also
guess who
because she or they also use AI and their region. So I thought like, wait, did I watch this before? But like, no.
had an account on VGen? Gami. She'd be charging up to $60 for a basic
See?
colored sketch, $30 for a Twitch emote, and $150 for a square-sized image meant to be used as a profile picture on social media.
Come on, that's just this is just a bit pricey, isn't it? Personally, Mel, I mean if the demand is high then sure. But like 150 for that? Come on, I've seen amazing quality underrated artists art priced more than this. I guess by the end of the day demand wins.
These prices just so happen to be industry standard, okay? There's nothing crazy about them. Some people charge less, some people charge more. But
Yeah.
when you pay $150 for a profile picture, you're expecting
Yeah. For me, when I scroll to like some I was scrolling from like VTube rigging or whatever or artworks. I guess it's more on demand per se. Like I guess many people likes this art style, so demand is high, so it's more expensive.
Expecting to, get something made by a human
The
being.
most
That was
expensive thing I have is like literally like 45, I think. 45 or 35, yeah.
what people thought they were getting. In fact, on January 28th, 2026, Gami would make sure to push
Yeah,
this
that's
idea
normal.
to
If
her
it's a
audience
really
and
good
anyone
fucking art, then hell yeah, get that bag, sis.
who might see this post on Twitter. She'd post this very simple meme saying, maybe I make ugly drawings, but at least I don't use AI. One of the replies to her post would be some really terrible AI slop. She'd make sure to reply to it with vomiting emojis. And here's the deal, right? This post for like almost more than 20 days would have no community note. Gami would go on to continue posting art and living her life. She could have never expected that on February 18th, 2026, the user Ruru would quote tweet that meme she made about how she didn't use AI and would say, yeah, about that. Gami has been using AI in her workflow and selling commissions. Read. Linking a Google Doc.
Well,
It
well,
will be
well.
around 16 pages long. And I have to say, okay, look, I love these artist dramas because this Google Doc is, of course, very well
This
formed.
is like I think this is like the third one, as far as I know, that literally has an entire document of proof. I don't know. I think the first one is like a guy did it because it's similar to this. They're selling AI art. And then the second one is like cashews. I haven't ate cashews. And the second one is like similar to this one, except it's like NSFW AI stuff. Yeah, and now it's this one. Wow, AI is interesting.
At it, as you would expect. It would start off with disclaimer. Do not send hate to Gami. This is merely for informing potential supporters and commissioners of the dishonesty about her workflow, including generative AI. This document and Gami's accounts contain suggestive/NSFW content. Great, I'm gonna have a lot of fun
Let
censoring
me
this
clean my
video.
glasses.
So look, this document mentions something very important in the beginning. The reason why this is such a big deal is because this person, Gami, was charging money while using AI. This is very dishonest. When you're paying an
Very
artist
bad.
money, you're hiring them for their talent, not for what some generative machine can make out of like a million convoluted drawings that it stole off the internet. The next part here would be introduction. First things first, please read knowing Gami herself has admitted to using AI in her workflow. Back in December 30th, 2024, someone would DM her, Gami, are you using AI?
So this Gami person basically uh was selling commission art using AI. Well, according to this text, she said, I do sometimes, but I drew them again with my own two hands. But you're still technically using AI. Come on now. Because when you're a client and you're paying someone like $150, they expected you to like what Mujin said a while ago, that they paid for your talent, not something from a generative AI. Yeah. Well, it's just that well, even if it looks good, it's more of like the dishonesty. Like it's not. It's just not, or they're not. I don't know what they are. They're not being open about it, and she openly dissed, saying that I will never use AI. AI is trash in like in her Twitter, and she's basically a hypocrite and not like honest. Yeah, that's it. It's because she's charging people money. That's the problem.
As reference for your art, to which she would reply, I do sometimes, yes, but I draw them again with my own two hands, lol. I don't like taking them as literal references. Okay, cool, I guess we're done. I mean, why is there 17 pages here? This is it. I mean, what else do you want? Well, I guess we'll find out. The document continues, now with this in mind, I will show you why I think she wasn't.
So to be honest, when I use AI, it's more on background ideas, but I never put that AI drawing to my drawing. I just looked at it and then I do it on my own. I never added that AI in my drawings anyway. Because I just suck at backgrounds. I just need background ideas and then I draw them by hand after. I never put that AI art on the drawing itself.
Only
I
using
never use the AI for like the characters. I just use it for backgrounds because I suck at backgrounds. I just need references. That's about it. Aw, thank you, sir.
references
Appreciate
here and there,
that.
but one-to-one referencing or possibly tracing for a lot of her viral artworks. And also that she sells commissions using AI without disclosing it to this day.
Yeah, they're not. in VGen, because she used VGen, you have to be what's the word for it? Open, or this picture is like, what's the word? I don't know the English word for this one. Um to be um basically being honest, to rule para oh my god, thank you so much, Lex. Yes, transparent. You have to be transparent to your client. I think in their terms of service, they didn't say anything about like using AI on the art itself. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lex. You're such a you millimeter can you draw? Oh no. Bro is stuck again strokes again.
I will document her dated posts and artworks as well as conversations with her. This is where we get to the next section titled Documentation. Gami joined my Discord server around the start of October 2025. Shortly after, some of my members messaged me privately to warn me about her AI usage and her past drama, since I don't allow Gen AI in my server. I didn't want to assume things, so I took a good look at Gami's artworks and then decided it was best to ask her directly than to jump to conclusions. The messages are in Turkish, but
Those
you will
was
have
ways.
translations. Translations are in purple. Some parts are blurred due to privacy of third parties and to not bring back past drama that has already been settled. Alright, so here we can see Ruru asking in Turkish,
Oh.
3 things were brought up to me, and the people who brought them up will remain anonymous to avoid creating any drama. I think they mentioned these issues because they became worried when they saw that you joined my server and they felt the need to warn me. So the first
Okay.
2 issues are blurred, I guess they have nothing to do with this drama, and then the third one is, the last issue is the claim that you are tracing using AI. Of course, there's no proof of that, and proving it is almost impossible these days. It's because both Clip Studio and Procreate have a feature to hide
Yeah,
the
I
reference.
have a Procreate and there's like a hide the reference layer. To be transparent, the only time I use the transparent the hide the reference layer is for is using hands. Honestly, I was just using that to trace hands because, well, not really trace. It's more like I draw shape with the said hands and then I drew it after. I don't like trace it because I need to learn. I need to learn how to draw hands. So like I use like a reference hand, could be like a base avatar, or like a or my hand if I cannot find anything. Then I draw shapes on it, then boom, I create hand. I don't know, my laptop is cooked. I guess I have to buy a new one. Yikes. It's not I enjoy doing fake videos, just telling me gacha and also Joe Thomas. Gacha got me to gacha. Yeah, I remember gacha was so goated. Like back in the day, it was such a so I see people like takes many screenshots for a gacha edit.
Slayer when speed painting.
Period.
I looked at your drawings a bit. Even though we follow each other, I'd never actually stalked your drawings before, and I personally found a few of your drawings suspicious, which is why I wanted to ask you. If you want, I can show you the reasons for my suspicions through the drawings, and we can discuss it in more detail.
Yeah, there's a lot
This
of
is where Gami
SS.
would reply with, the AI tracing issue also arose because I was heavily referencing. I'm constantly sharing how I draw in the process anyway. I stopped referencing heavily quite a while ago. The document would continue, since she claimed she stopped heavily referencing quite a while ago, I showed her some of her
Ah, hmm. What is happening here? Guys, what's happening here? One, what the hell happened here? Well, to be fair, who am I to judge? I don't really draw feet in detail anyway, unless it's like zoom in. So like, I don't know. We'll see. It's kind of look like a sausage.
recent illustrations that I found suspicious.
Let's
So in
see.
this
Let's
drawing, we
see.
can
Let's
see
see.
some sort of a puppy girl laying down on the bed, and the feet look very oddly suspicious, as if made by AI. Ruru also
Oh
felt
yeah,
me
oh yeah. Okay, I see it now. Like you see these rough edges. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But then you see how smooth and something eerie about this, right? There's something eerie. Yeah, there's something eerie about these toes compared to the rest of the shits.
to mention that
I
even to
saw. I
this
don't.
day,
I
this
saw that.
drawing remains the banner of her Patreon, right? And I mean, seriously, like these feet look very AI, like very suspicious. Ruru would then say she deleted this art post after this conversation, but still uses it as her banner on Patreon. I raised my
Dumbass.
concerns about how her anatomy knowledge and
No.
coloring skills didn't match. Some parts, like
Camera.
feet and hands, are drawn messily despite the rest having pretty good anatomy. This is common with AI tracers/users. Her
Wait, color colors didn't match. Some parts like pin are messy despite the rest of one. This is common with AI traces. Her art also kind of spike after some point. I mean, oh yeah, it does. If it got nails, it could have been better. Well, not all. Well, to be fair, I want to draw toes. I don't remember drawing toes, but if I did draw toes, if it's far away, I probably would not add nails, but more like a curve. It looked like a sausage, like it's this. I could have add like some curves like from toes. That would be like makes more sense. Oh, it's censored because she also does like NSFWs.
Art skills also suddenly spiked after some point. This led me to believe these art pieces weren't only referenced, but one to one or traced. So on the left, we can see a drawing made by Gami on September 2024. And yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's decent. It's nothing like incredible, right? It's not something that will belong in a gallery anytime soon, but it is what it is. However, 3 months later, on December 2024, she would make a fan art.
Bitch, what? If I'm not wrong, I think this artist approached me. What do you mean by that?
Of YEAAA, a well-known artist and VTuber, and here we can truly see the incredible difference. This is progress that usually takes place over years, and there she was just, making it look easy as if she just learned everything in 3 months. We also see another example of a drawing that looks really good, but the fingers
What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is happening here? Yeah, that's AI, bro. That's so AI. If you have this art, but this is their hands, that's a problem. That's a problem. Like, come on, you can do all this shit, but the hands, like, come on now. With that level of skill, you should have been like at least decent with the hands.
Just weird. Something that AI infamously does all the damn time. The document then continues. Artists will probably understand that the drawing above, now deleted, has pretty good anatomy overall, yet the same level of skill doesn't apply to the hand. This issue is common in her drawings. She also came to my server a couple times to share her screen while drawing to prove herself, but she never sketched something from scratch. It was always something that was already drawn and halfway colored. She then sent me a speed paint as proof, but the speed paint didn't have a sketch and she drew things mostly without guidelines. For example, drawing the lines for the legs without a guide and other similar things. It was not very convincing, as you can just hide the reference layer and pretend like you drew it. So that's another thing with tracers, right? The idea that they just draw things out of thin air, when even some of the best artists in the world will still use reference layers. They don't immediately just draw a face and eyes like it's nothing. No, they'll actually take the time to reference where everything will be and then do that. I then showed her art on the right.
Okay, close your eyes.
I gotta censor that. Saying drawing something like this requires a lot of skill, and people who draw in color like she did on the left cannot draw like the right picture too at the same time. These two drawings are a few months apart despite there being a huge skill gap.
Yeah, this is
so again,
a bit
the same
a
thing
big
we saw in
drop.
2024, we're seeing again in 2025. And
Without guidelines, I won't lie. Yeah, it's fine. I should probably like use less guidelines, but sometimes my post has to be dynamic, so I kind of use like basic shapes as much as possible.
August, she would draw something that clearly has bad anatomy, right, if we're talking about the elbow and the hand, as well as amateur-like coloring compared to the one on her right, which was posted just a few months later and looks
Gooners, I guess. That's the people who order this.
Insane. This is what you get after like drawing for 10 years, man. It's wild. And it's a shame that you can't really fully see it. Sorry, it's YouTube.
Yeah, they paid $100
She then kept
more
insisting
than
that she knows how to draw, arguing she has traditional art she can show. And here we can see yet another conversation in Turkish between Ruru and Gami taking place in October 2025 after Gami had posted that very interesting drawing that I had to censor. Ruru would say, I repeat, this isn't about not being able to draw. That's why it's harder to distinguish when artists use it. But for example, when we go back in your gallery, there aren't any anatomy drawings like this or close to it. It's as if you suddenly drew it so well. Especially if you go back to before the year AI became widespread, the drawings look quite different. It might be one of the drawings you heavily referenced, as you said, it might be referenced from AI. To which Gami would say, yes, I'm
guilty, bro. Don't worry about it. I'm one of those gooners. I go into 2D men. In fact, I go to this guy. Yes. Whatever he is, I go into that one. Loud and proud. Yes, I am. I am not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. I go to this guy. I made God knows how many drawings of this guy. Speaking of this guy, I'm gonna draw this guy again. Next stream, probably.
Referencing AI. The document would continue. Here she admits to referencing AI for her work again. She doesn't disclose this on her
you are too innocent.
Socials. It's
if
well known
if an SFW comes up, I should like close your eyes.
using AI in any way isn't accepted by VGen. She also sells commissions there, meaning she has been and still is selling AI
Yeah, I'm
assisted.
surprised because Vision is very strict about like AI shit, and she's still there. Is crazy. Like it's all obvious that she's using AI.
Artwork without disclosing it. So far, she had admitted to using AI for references. I asked to see the references she used to check for tracing. Here we can see Ruru saying, "Can I see the reference used for this image?" Gami would reply with, "I don't save the photos, Ruru, sad face." To which Ruru would say, "Using a one-to-one reference isn't good either because it's not much different from tracing." To which Gami would say, "I realized that too." After that, I completely removed that incident, which is referencing, from my life. Now I just pose in my head and use 3D models. Ruru would then say, "It looks like you're regretting using heavy references." Gami would say, "No, seriously, being called AI really hurt my pride." Ruru says,
Wow, let me translate it to you guys. What she meant on this one is, I feel what was it? Seriously, being called AI really hurt my pride. What she meant was, I got caught, and now I'm gonna act like a victim about all this shit.
if you take a one-to-one reference from AI, it's
I don't know why people go to today because men are shit. Men is trash, at least in my life. I can go to this guy with than any other man. Not even Taeyong from BTS. I will pick this guy over him any day, any day. Nah, she has, I don't know, scammy vibes. She doesn't have a pride in the first place, that's for sure. Shame! Shame on you, tomato, tomato.
perfectly normal for
Tomato,
people to say that it
tomato.
looks like AI because it becomes AI indirectly. That's
Oh my god! One! Sup, one? It's been 10 years, huh? I'm back with a new model. One! What's up? We're also now talking about this thing. Yeah!
when Gami would say,
Yeah, things happen, you know. Things happen. It's shit.
"I never thought of it
Oh, I'm still alive. I'm still here. I just didn't have the energy or like the motivation to stream back then. So like now I have some motivation. I'm thinking of doing a doodle before I go to sleep because I haven't drawn in a while. How are you though? Shut up, Lex. How are you, Juan? It's been a while.
that way because I drew it myself, but you're right." The document would continue and say she didn't have any references to show.
Yes, the cloud guy is right here. Yes, I still good to him. It's been months, and yes, I still good to this guy. One or one or one or one. Yes, all of it.
And here she says she thought because she redrew the AI pictures, it still meant it was her own art. Despite all that, it looked like she regretted using AI in her workflow. But even after saying she stopped and being associated with AI hurt her pride, she still had drawings that were AI assisted posted on her socials like Twitter, VGen, and Patreon, of course undisclosed. I felt like she wasn't being honest. This is where we see their Discord conversation continuing, with Ruru asking, "But if this situation upsets you and bothers you so much, why are these drawings still on your page? People who see them can just dismiss them as AI." Gami would reply to this saying, "I don't usually have a habit of deleting posts. Sad face. I generally post
What the fuck is sad face in all of this shit? Bitch! It's the deleting post is like 2 clicks away. That's all you have to do is just 2 clicks and then that's it.
them and then forget they exist. But you're right, it would be good if I deleted them." This is when Ruru would link one of her arts and say, "And for example, even though you said you stopped taking heavy references, a post of yours from May 2025. The no-name fan art looks like it's referenced. Unless you decided to stop using AI 2 to 3 months ago or so, this post makes your claim about you quitting using AI not convincing, because you posted the AI referenced art for personal promotion." Gami would reply and say, "I talked to No Name about the situation too. I explained myself. I also apologized if it looked that way." Ruru would specify in the document in parentheses, she did not apologize,
Of course she
confirmed
didn't.
with No Name. Gami
Of
would
course
then
she
say, "And
didn't.
yes, I
Why
quit
would
about 2
she?
months ago," to which Ruru in the document in parentheses would say, "which means she says she quit using AI in August 2025. Gami would end this conversation by saying, "I understand how it looks. I'll remove the images I heavily referenced. I don't want to look like an artist who uses AI." The document
Bitch, you are using the AI. Bruh.
It continues
What the
and says
hell?
she then went to her profile and deleted some of her artwork on her Twitter, but she did not delete any from her
Wait,
VGen
let me check my mic.
and Patreon, which should be prioritary since it's where clients look. So here you go. Under pressure, she decided to delete the very AI-inspired artworks from her Twitter, but not from the platforms where people pay her money to draw. So essentially, she did nothing to fix the situation.
Damn,
so Rue, in the
greedy!
document would continue
Greedy!
with, she said she stopped. So why did I make this document? I wanted to trust her, so I let this matter go for a while, hoping for a good change. But recently, I came across some of her posts on my Twitter feed and wanted to check. I saw that her VGen still had verified commissions that had AI involved in the workflow in her portfolio, and she posted
Why is Mujin not taking action on this one?
suspicious art again on her socials. She said she regretted using AI and did delete some of her most recent AI-assisted works from Twitter/X. She said she stopped in August 2025. But to this day, she still uses AI on some of her commissions in her VGen portfolio and still posts on her alt. She's also running a Patreon where she shares her NSFW art, which is also AI assisted. This is one of her most recent YCH
people pay money for that, by the way, and they say AI shit. Are you fucking serious? That's just shame. Shame on you.
On VGen,
Shame.
September 19th, 2025. This was created long before August and has the same skill gap as the examples above, so I'm positive this is AI assisted. She deleted this YCH offer on VGen, yet still does commissions with this YCH to this day. So listen, just if you're curious, YCH means your character here, so they're custom commissions. One offer she had on her page was YCH elbow, right? So your character here, with your character trying to touch their elbows. And you know, if someone with big boobs tries to touch their elbow,
oh, if you have big boobs, that's for sure.
yeah, I think you get the point. This is why it's
Elbow.
sensitive content. So here we'd see 3 different YCH.
Close your
I
eyes!
have to definitely censor that.
Close your
I'm
eyes!
saying this just to remind myself when I edit. But overall, the whole point is that all 3 of these art pieces were done after August
Close your
2025,
eyes,
and they're
please.
very heavily AI inspired. Oh my god!
Close
I
your
actually know
eyes!
this VTuber.
Everybody,
this is
close your
Mixture,
eyes!
Man. The document continues. She was supposedly a subscribed to still.
Why is this
She
bitch?
also
Okay, there you
posted
go.
that she at least doesn't use AI, with frequently posted anti-AI
Okay,
content
safe now.
as
Open
well.
your
So here
eyes.
we can see the meme she made about how she doesn't use AI even though she makes ugly drawings, and we can see multiple different tweets.
Yeah,
she
now
made.
that I look more on her artworks, quote unquote, it's looking so AI. It's very AI.
Targeting AI users,
Uh,
calling them out, and saying things like, an artist with a trained eye can notice you tracing over AI. Just a heads up. If you can normally draw, why are you tracing AI? You look like a sore loser. This is AI and the artist is lying. Do not be deceived. Unless they show an actual time lapse, I'm not stupid and your sketch is not.
Look at this. Oh, the audacity. Okay, reminder, guys. In the previous minutes, she never posted her sketch, by the way, and she never did a live stream sketch, by the way.
A sketch. Always the AI sloppers. Even including a drawing of her character with the shirt saying, fuck AI. The document would then say, she made this time-lapse post while still using AI in her workflow. She claimed to quit AI during August 2025, but this was posted on June 17th. Fuck AI, but still use it? So here we can see a 15-second time-lapse of this drawing with her character saying, fuck.
Okay, guys, she has a time-lapse. Okay, quick, guess. Is there gonna be a sketch? A messy sketch, because as an artist, we never pay attention to sketch. Come on now, guys. I can show you like every single time lapse I have, and all of these are like fucking messed up sketches. What do you mean no? What are you saying no for? Yeah, she is not gonna show her sketch, or like it's gonna be like half the line art already. I swear, I bet my entire ass cheek and my wallet.
AI on the shirt.
Let's
And,
see
I mean,
this
it's very,
time
very
lapse.
Clear here, right? That she's just drawing as if she's tracing. There's no reference. What?
Wow, perfectly. What the hell just happened? Guys, look. Let's look a little closely. Let's look a little closely on this one. Yeah, I bet my entire ass cheek and I'm right. So I'm keeping my ass cheek.
Clear here, right?
Uh-huh.
That she's just
Uh-huh. Erasing the initial art. Interesting. Interesting.
drawing.
Huh, interesting.
Character saying fuck AI on the shirt. And I mean, it's very, very clear here, right?
Why is there a random blur in that one area? Well, whatever. See? See? This is her. This is her. This is her. But look what happens next.
That she's just
Boom! What the hell? What the hell?
drawing as if she's
Interesting. No messy shit? Perfect lines, exactly. It was already a red flag, bro.
tracing. There's no
Wow.
reference whatsoever. It's like she's a genius that knows exactly where to place
Wow. How about let me check my my time lapse here if I have it saved. Let me pull up. Let me pull up. Let me check. Yeah. Oh wait, I'm over. Oh my god, why am I lagging? Oh shit. Let me open. Let me clean up my photos real quick. Why is there so many people chatting? Wait, why is my VGC just suddenly burst to life all of a sudden? Please leave me alone. Where the fuck is it? I am so lazy. Oh well. I probably for later anyways.
out everything without making a single mistake, right? Without any hint that this is actually a real drawing, as if she's completely tracing an invisible layer here. Again, I really have to show you what an actual real time lapse looks like.
I know this.
I already used this example before in another video, and I'll do it again, all right? It's this drawing right here, and this is its time lapse. So as you can see, it's a very messy process, right? Nothing is set in stone until the very, very end. Things are constantly moving, getting scaled, getting cut. This is
See?
what a
This is
real
a sketch.
time lapse looks like. And with Gami's time lapse, we're not seeing that at all. The day
Nope.
before posting that very interesting
What the
time lapse
fuck?
on June 16th, she'd post
This is
some,
girl.
you know,
Girl. Girl. This is so AI. Come on now. Everyone is not this stupid, by the way. This is so fucking AI. This is the AI of the AI's the AI. Girl, what the fuck?
let's just say a cat girl sucking on something, right, on her alt account where she
It's
posted
really an ice
NSFW,
cream.
and someone would just straight up reply and say, this is AI made, don't call it art. The document would say, some people could already recognize the AI and call her out sometimes. This is how my Discord members knew because the Turkish community is small, word spreads fast about dramas like this. She was already known to use AI in the Turkish community. This is when we get
Turkish?
to the next section. I will now show the DM shown in the document's introduction. This is when I reached out to No Name. Gami had told me that she had apologized to No Name about the fan art she did for her that looked like AI. Here are her DMs with No Name. The character she was drawing has very, in all caps, big boobs, like F cup big. She didn't seem
Okay.
inclined to change her sketch, using a weird excuse that doesn't make sense, possibly because the reference she's using had small breasts. No Name noticed how Gami's art quality didn't match her previous art and how she wasn't willing to do changes like boob size. These red
What?
flags led No Name to confront Gami, which then resulted in Gami admitting AI usage. This fan art was posted on the 29th of December 2024, now deleted. So even before the confrontation, right, this was December 27th, 2024, Gami would send a sketch to No Name, and No Name would
Wow. Wrong boob size.
say, oh Gami, what is your secret? How are you speeding like that? But Booba should be bigger. 3 days later, No Name would realize that, wait a second, this actually looks way better than Gami's usual drawings and would ask the question, Gami, are you using AI as reference for your art? After Gami would admit that, No Name would say, make sure to use different references as well, otherwise you can accidentally train yourself doing the same mistakes AI does LMAO, to which Gami would say, I would rather slip on ice than do AI mistakes on my own human-made art. I would
Human-made art. Huge parenthesis. What the fuck? Audacity. Human side-eye to this fucker. What the fuck?
never
Human-made
LMAO.
art.
No Name was not informed until they asked. There isn't an apology as Gami claimed either. No Name does not support AI and states it publicly, so Gami made fan arts using AI for No Name knowing they're against it. That's why No Name asked if Gami was using AI, since they also found Gami's art suspicious and wanted to check with her. All the artwork that was done
Let me fix this. What's wrong with my drawing? Why is my background is like way back there? The hell? Let me transform this. Fit to screen. What the fuck? How the fuck do I do this? Eh? I can't move it. Ah, not this shit again. Help me. Help me. Eh? Okay. Okay, got this. I got this. Hold on. Guys, minor issue. Why is it shaped like that? Oh no, it's because it's full screen, isn't it? Okay, that makes sense. The fuck? What am I doing? Wait, I'm brain fart. Wait, hold on. Excuse me. Display. Drawing. There we go. Fuck. Excuse me. Oh my god, why do I keep burping? Help me. Drawing. I don't see any drawing here. Oh wait, I'm a dumbass. Oh yeah. This character is from... shit. The thing is not here. Hold on. Why is it double now? Yeah, close that. Yeah, Hoseki. Yes. I like Hoseki. As you can see, here is the public model right next to me. Right there. It's by Studio Kitty Art in eBay. Yeah, my burp is sometimes my burp is normal, sometimes my burp is hiccups. I cannot control it. It's just randomized. That's a display capture. I'm a dumbass. Holy shit. The fuck am I doing? Okay. Get your ass in here. Okay, now it's blocking me. There we go. Perfect. Yippee. Okay, let's see, what should I draw? Oh, I should draw this. No, wait. Why am I drawing this one? I'm gonna draw doodle. Something relaxing. There we go. Fucking finally, I fixed it. Jesus. Okay, where was I?
For No Name is now deleted from Gami's profile. So look, so far, this already looks pretty damn bad for Gami, alright? But this next section that we're about to look at is titled Artwork Comparison, and I think you can kind of tell what we're about to get into here. This is where the document takes an in-depth look at showing us what her art used to look like before AI, and how much it differed after AI. I need to censor that nipple again.
Wait,
just
what?
saying
I posted on the wrong time possible.
that for editing purposes. I cannot forget this. Anyway.
What? Okay. Wait, Ate House, when's your birthday? September. My birthday's in September. Don't worry. Yep. Ooh. What is that? What is that face for? What's that face for? Suspicious.
This section would start with why I think Gami isn't only referencing, but referencing one-to-one or possibly tracing to this day. We'd get 3 reasons. The first one would be
Well, they're
her
so
art
good,
skills
guys.
without using AI are vastly different
Yeah,
from
nothing
AI-assisted
suspicious.
ones. The second one,
Yeah,
she doesn't
sure.
have any proper
Sure
art
you
videos
are.
showing her sketch phase, and her streams usually start from already half-done art. And the third reason, she doesn't show any of the images she says she's referencing from, so it's likely traced or one-to-one referenced. So here we can see that even after starting to reference art, she would still attempt to make her own art, right? Trying to maybe mix it in with the AI-assisted posts, but even then they were very noticeable, right? It's not like they just blended in effortlessly. Here's a drawing from November 19th, 2025, in which you can see a clear gap in skill compared to the one posted on December 1st, 2020.
I mean, her real art's okay. If she is not fucking lazy to improve herself, it would be really nice, right?
As if it was 2 different people. We already saw the second example with fan art for YEAAA, but there will be way more examples here. I think the biggest difference here are the complex poses. She has a basic understanding of anatomy, but not complex enough to be able to draw something like this effortlessly. This is of course without us mentioning the incredible shading, right? The rendering here that is usually only seen with people who have been doing this for a very long time.
Her real art? This one. Basically, the one on the right is the real art. If she just not being a lazy bum and improve her skill, then boom, she's gonna be famous anyway. So I don't know what's the fucking point.
2 different people. We already saw the second example with fan art for YEAAA, but there will be way more examples here. I think the biggest difference here are the complex poses. She has a basic understanding of anatomy, but not complex enough to be able to draw something like this effortlessly.
Yeah.
This is of course without us mentioning the incredible
Yeah, it's not even bad. She could have just like improved on it and all is good, right? Look at this.
shading, right? The rendering here that is usually only seen with people
And the art style is kind of everywhere. It's like different art style, clearly.
who have been doing this for a very long time. What's even worse here is this comparison of these 2 drawings, which were both commissions on VGen, okay? Both of these
Exactly. You don't resort to that. You're just being not only lazy, but clearly disrespectful, especially you're commissioning it to real people, getting their real money for AI slop that is not even your talent that they thought you have. My god, it's like a scamming shit.
were paid for. The first one made in
Oh,
December
you
2020.
little bitch.
24 looks to be somewhat her art style. It is a fairly simple drawing. The second one, though, made only 2 months afterwards, could have been AI assisted, most
No.
notably with the posing and the rendering, because it's not as flat as the first drawing. But worst of all, in all of this is her deleted artworks. The document would say, after saying she was going to delete her heavy reference from AI artworks, she deleted these art pieces from her Twitter. And yeah, if you're watching this with your own 2 eyes and not doing chores right now, you can very clearly see the massive, staggering difference between this kind of art style and the ones we just saw above that involved her using her actual own 2 hands without referencing AI. And also bear in mind, according to the document, this first image that we already saw earlier with the f***ed up fingers was...
Hey, Daytona! Sup, bro? Real shit tweet. What's up? It's been a while.
Commission. Someone paid money for this. Someone paid money for Gami to generate an
It
art
pissed me
piece
off.
using AI.
Like, fucking hell. Like, the people commissioning her thought it's actually her talent, but it's not. It's not.
This is when we get to the conclusion. I am positive that Gami still uses AI in her workflow, despite saying she regrets it and that she quit in August 2025. As you can see the document, she was still posting AI-assisted commission work on December 1st, 2025. I think the customers and her followers deserve to have transparency on her workflow.
I'm
Not everyone
lazy.
wants to buy
Let me
AI
find
art or
a drawing that's
AI-assisted
already
art.
been doing.
I hope this becomes an opportunity for her to finally come clean and draw without using AI. Or if she continues using it, at least disclose it in her profiles and stop.
Yeah, fucking hell. Stop acting like, oh, I never use AI. Oh, AI disgusting. AI is a slop. It's trash. Hypocrite, bitch.
her activities on VGen where people come to buy human-made art.
Yeah, commission
To Gami,
me.
I was
My
quite
what? I
happy
mean,
to
my
have a Turkish
clients.
artist friend, and I really wanted to believe
What the fuck
it.
am I supposed
Since
to
the
do here,
Turkish
guy?
art
I kind of
community is already
forgot.
constantly in chaos,
I'm-
it felt really nice to have someone to talk to.
What
But
should I do? New art? Or be lazy? My wallet? No, I never said that. I never said that. I said my clients. My potential clients. What's up? My potential clients.
But as time passed by, I realized you weren't being
I don't
honest
know
with
what
me
to
or
do.
with yourself. I'm normally not a person who writes docs like these, but I felt secondhand responsibility about this since I'm also Turkish, from the same community. I really hope you can come clean. That's right. You can do anything you want in your life, guys, but never mess with a Turkish person's sense of identity and national pride. Otherwise, you're gonna have a Google Doc written about you. In any case, this document made things clear. Gami was not the person
What
she was
should I
claiming
do?
that she actually was. She was very clearly using AI to assist in her work and sometimes tracing it one-to-one. Hell, I think sometimes she would just post it without really tracing anything. I mean,
Let
this
me just
really drawing is
let me just scooch this over here. Let me just scooch these drawings over here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There's nothing to see here, guys. Nothing to see here. Nope. Nope. Nothing. Nothing to see here. Don't worry about it.
crazy, bro. Like, there's no way she actually drew that when she was drawing things like this barely a year before. But overall, of
Oh.
course, the biggest reason for this document having been made is because she was charging
Oh my god,
people
guys, I'm
money
actually
both
using AI on this other half of the screen. You just don't see it. Just kidding. It's just Pinterest, honestly.
on Patreon and VGen, all while promising human-made art. This is not the
Bullshit.
case here at all. But Ruru wasn't done yet. On
Bro.
February 19th, just a day after that initial doc had dropped, they would reply to their quote tweet and say, after this doc, some people reached out to me to tell their experiences with Gami, including ghosting, hosting raffles but not drawing the winner, etc. Read here. This leads us to the second Google Doc, in which people who actually hired her or worked with her exposed the terrible client-to-vendor relationships that they experienced, starting with the first section, rushed commission followed by ghosting. VTuber Mochi Mochi have commissioned Gami on VGen.
Please tell me at least she is not in the vegan shit anymore. At least, come on, guys. You don't see shit. Shut up. You know,
After seeing her commission for another VTuber in September 2024. Mochi wanted a similar styled commission from her and commissioned Gami, but the piece she received didn't look similar in style to what she asked for and seemed rushed. So she was asking for something that looked like this, right? The drawing on the left, something with that same style and type of rendering. What she got on the right, I mean, can you even call this a sketch?
Bruh. What is this shit? This is bullshit. I can do better than that. Guys, commission me. I can do better than that.
Like, this is incomplete as fuck. It also barely looks
Hmm.
anything like Mochi's character. Mochi even bothered sketching what she wanted, how she wanted her character to look with her ears down. But this doesn't look like that at all. It looks like some sort of weird beanie. This is when Mochi would message Gami on VGen, saying, I have a question about my surprise delivery. I ordered it based off the image I saw posted on.
Oh my god, that's embarrassing. If my client, if my client ever said this to me, you guys will never see me ever again. Like, bro, the quality. This is from her Twitter, by the way, and this is what she got. If I ever did this, please just bury me in the river.
On your Twitter.
I'll give you a shovel.
When I went to see mine today, I was very unhappy about the quality. Is there a reason why the two photos are both so different in quality? I also noticed her bottom right thigh forgot to be colored and right below her thigh bracelet. And yes, that's true. I mean, this wasn't even colored, dude. Gami would reply with, she had a very filled up design, that is why I had to pay more attention. My personal opinion is that I shaded yours more, but if you are unhappy with it, I can retouch on it later this week. This is when Mochi would say, I'm sorry, but I feel like this piece was rushed and not treated with the same care. I circled the part of the thigh where it is missing color, it's just white. The mochi and the ears also feel rushed. You can say you shaded mine more, but the thighs are not shaded at all. I'm just a bit upset because I was really looking forward to this piece. Thank you for offering to retouch it, I really appreciate it. The document will continue. Unfortunately, after
Honestly,
this
the
point,
client is too nice. If I'm the client, I will be like an absolute Karen. I'll be a Karen. Like, imagine spending like $100 and that's what you got. Like, man, I might as well draw it myself.
Gami ghosted Mochi and the commission review period ended on VGen. Mochi didn't receive any touch-ups as promised or any updates. Mochi left a 1-star review. The document would also prove that Mochi actually paid for this commission, $45 for an incomplete sketch that doesn't even look passable. But I wish that's where it ended, because the next section features a
What?
giveaway winner that didn't get their art. The document would say
What?
Gami and a couple of other artists had made a
Bro, imagine using AI as like the heavy reference, quote unquote, but then you can't even deliver that art. It's crazy, guys. I could never. I may take like 10 years, but I will deliver. Just pressure me in the message. I will work my ass off.
studio called Mellow Studio back in 2023, June.
What
Gami
should
was
I make
drawing,
this
someone
guy?
else was rigging the art, and they were offering VTuber assets, models, etc. Around January 2024, they created a chibi VTuber called Mellow Chibi. With Gami's suggestion, they have made an art plus rig raffle for these chibi models to
Should I
boost up
move
their
my
new
model?
product. Raffle was held on the 7th of January 2024. The winner didn't get their model for 10 months, so they decided to text on October 19th, 2024. The winner ended up not getting their art. After 1 year, they also didn't even get a
There we
reply
go.
from Gami. The
This the
rigger
one.
was
This
very
the one's in
upset
the
at Gami
DC,
for
in the
not
VC, so I
providing
might
the
as well
art
be in the
since it
middle.
was a collab raffle, so they stopped working with Gami. Mellow Studio became inactive. The rigger also reached out to the winner. So here we can see the DMs between the winner and Gami. They reached out in October after 10 months, and they were very polite, by the way. Hey, it's been a little bit.
Bro, these clients are too nice. The clients are too nice. Thank you, One Wonder. Yes, middle.
And I was wondering if this was still happening. If not, it's okay. I just wanted to know. Smiley face. Gami would say, it will be happening. Yes, I have you in my calendar. I have picked back school, so I've been quite busy. The winner would say, oh, that's okay. Take your time. I was just curious. Thank you so much. 5 months later, in March 2025, the winner would reach out again saying, hello, I just wanted to check in. I in no way want to bother you. I'm just curious about when we
Bro, they're
expect
too
to get
nice.
started. I recently
Wait.
had a design update, so I just
My
wanted to check in.
bags!
Again,
Hold on, my bags are killing me. It's on my fucking eyes. Get out. Okay. I'm
no rush
gonna
at all.
get
I know you
bald
said
at
I was
this
on your
point.
calendar. I'm just curious. So obviously, very unprofessional and unacceptable. And as the document would say, the rigger would end up reaching out to the winner on Twitter saying, yo, Gami hasn't even started drawing your model. I reached out a couple times. She doesn't seem to really care. So instead, I'll draw it and rig it. The rigger would cut all contact with Gami, but Gami would then go ahead and continue hosting raffles anyway.
Huh?
That
What
is
the fuck?
crazy.
Audacity.
Like, how shameless can you get? We would then
Greed.
see Gami's commission queue for VGen. This is her queue for paid commissions, right? I pay her money, she puts it in her queue, and this is where I can see the progress. There are commissions that have been there since October 2023 that she hasn't even begun to work on. Oh my god, this just keeps getting worse. The next section would have yet another unsatisfied customer paying over $1,000 just
$1,000? What the fuck? What the fuck? Oleng mole. $1,000 for AI slop? Bleh.
to get this VTuber model in 3 different outfits. On the third outfit, the client asked for thigh-high socks.
What is that? What in the sausage looking fit is this?
And this is what they got, some sort of a weird gradient, as if the model had like put her feet in some very hot water in a cartoon or something. It looks weird. And finally, just as you've been telling yourself, no, this can't get worse, right? She can't get more shameless than this. Well, the section
What? Demon
is called Undelivered Models. During October 2024, Gami launched a project under their studio called Fawn Studio. How many studios did she make, man? This is a studio that makes VTuber models and Gami's the artist. The project was called Fruit Gals, and it was an audition-based VTuber model giveaway with some rules. So look, this was structured in a way to resemble VTuber agencies where you audition, and if you're accepted, you get a VTuber model. You wouldn't get a salary, but you'd keep all your donations, and you'd be part of a group. But if you decide to leave, you obviously can't keep the model. It's owned by the studio. One of the girls that auditioned and got accepted would reach out to Ruru and would talk about how she and the other girls were completely and entirely misled. So essentially, Gami
I wasn't paying attention. What?
would be
I was too
posting these
busy making this peace sign.
updates, right, of these different models that she was drawing up, and they were very excited. But then at some point, the updates would just stop, and Gami would stop communicating consistently, leaving all the members in the dark for months. Here we can see one of the girls deciding to reach out to raise her concerns on behalf of everyone else in the group, saying, "Hey Gami, I'm sending this message on behalf of me and the girls, and I would like to say that we are all tired of unresponsiveness, lack of communication, broken promises, and lack of care." It was actually a very considerate message, with this person even saying, "I hope what you take out of this will be, don't bite off more than you can chew." It genuinely came from a good place, but more importantly, one thing she would say is, "We'd have
Why?
understood if the
Okay. Something is baffling me here. Why is it always the shitty artist gets the most nicest clients? The pictures is crazy. What the fuck? They don't deserve these nice clients at all. They don't deserve this. They don't deserve these clients. They're too kind.
the models had taken a month to finish, but it has now been 8 months. The document would specify the reason why they're saying we would have understood if the models had taken a month to finish, but it has now been 8 months, is because Fawn Studio had posted that they can finish and deliver models in around a week. That is insane, by the way. Okay, if you want a custom drawn model that is rigged and ready to go, you need months, man. There's no one in the world that can do this in a week. After this message, both Gami and the rigger involved with the studio would respond. They would both somewhat say the same thing, so let's just read what Gami had to say. "I apologize for the lack of communication on my end. I'm very overworked and I do my best on keeping up with everything. Art is my only
you're
income,
not.
so I have to keep working most of the time.
You're
That being
not.
said, I have finished 3 of the models and already have sent them over to blank, which is the rigger. I'm not blaming her in this since she also has her own commissions that she has to work on. Please do keep in mind that Food Gals is a passion project on my end. I do not gain anything from making you models. I understand you, I really do, but I'm booked until September and I'm drawing constantly. For the last model also, I have started drawing her. I don't usually have the time to just sit down for days and work only on one thing since I have commissions that hit me
Give me accent every day that I'd make it for people, even a stupid. Exactly.
constantly. I was hoping to finish her later this month since I'm done with my year for school. Nobody lied about anything. I told you guys from the start that I would do my best and I'm doing so. I still am sorry that you guys felt not cared for. I never wanted this. All I wanted
Come on now. The least you can do is like talk to them. Come on. The least you can do is talk to them.
was to be able to help you guys grow and make content the way you guys wish to make." The document would then say, "But after this, again, there were no updates." A couple months
Great.
later, on August 1st, 2025, we'd see 2 messages from both girls separately saying, "Hey, I'm out. Okay, this is clearly not happening. I don't want to do this anymore." And Gami wouldn't even bother replying. So look, by now, this wasn't just about AI anymore. This was about Gami being a bad person to work with, very badly treating some of her clients, and having this habit of empty promises, of doing these giveaways that she never honored. At this point, she was officially a compulsive liar in the eyes of the community. There was nothing she could say that would make
Yes!
anyone believe her.
Finally!
This is when her viral post saying that maybe I make ugly drawings, but at least I don't use AI would get community noted. And the community note would just straight up say, "Gami uses AI for her drawings." Like just straight up, no bullshit. She uses AI. shut the fuck up, linking Ruru's initial Twitter post and the first Google document we went through, obliterating her reputation, her career, her online presence in just one sentence. Very few community notes can compare to the savagery here. But of course, you might be wondering, what about Gami herself? Does she have a response? I mean, she clearly saw this. She got community noted very humiliatingly. What did she have to say? And how did it manage to make things worse somehow?
Huh?
Gami would post
She has the
this on her
audacity to
Twitter
reply about the comment. Oh no, it's another time lapse. Jeez, I wonder what it is.
February 20th, 2026. One day after the second Google Doc had dropped, saying, I have done a speed paint to address the AI allegations. This was done completely live on Twitch with a full display screen showing my entire process. The link to the VOD is down below. I'm aware of the other things being said and everything will be addressed soon. There's a lot to go over and I want to make sure I address everything. This has been a lot to take in, so I thank you for your patience. The top reply here that almost ratioed her would say, no one is denying you can draw. You draw very well. The thing is, none of this is reflected on these. And it's scummy to say you are against AI when admitting to have been making drawings very heavily AI referenced. Just say in your profile use AI as part of your process. Additionally, even during her stream, it would be clear that she was using AI references to draw the thighs. You can see this right here. This was on her own monitor. It didn't help. If anything, it only made things worse.
Oh my holy anatomy. What is that? Oh my god, this is embarrassing.
Facing even more backlash after that disastrous stream, Gami would quote tweet the
She
second
tried to copy whatever the fuck she did on that last drawing she did. And it doesn't make anatomically make sense.
that Ruru had written and would say, sorry for the wait, linking her own Google
Wow,
Doc.
she has a
This
Google
would be
Docs.
one of the shortest Google Docs I have seen in my life. It could have very easily been a tweet, but she would say, I'm sorry for taking this long to address all of this.
Why even make it a Google Docs? Just fucking post it a tweet. Come on now, fucking hell.
I had some time to myself and had to calm down before I made a statement on the matters at hand. I would like to start by apologizing to all my clients that feel wronged by me using AI as reference for their artworks. I'll be transparent in my art processes going forward and have clear communication with my clients to make sure they're satisfied with the commissions they will be getting. If any of my current ongoing commissions that have paid for their commissions want their funds refunded, I'll be refunding your funds. Also, if any of my commissioners want their progress recorded for full transparency, if it means they will feel more secure about their commission, that's where the sentence ends. That's literally where the sentence ends. Like there's literally a fucking period at the end. Okay, well, English is not her first language, but hey, at least we can be sure she didn't use ChatGPT. Okay, she actually wrote this herself. She would then say in parentheses, I will also be posting
once
them
in
on
her
YouTube
life.
as an unlisted playlist, so there will be a record of all the work I will be doing. This is not an excuse. I've been really busy with real life stuff in school and some of my work has been rushed because of this. I've been very irresponsible with my scheduling and will be getting help on my scheduling
a third
moving
person
forward.
here.
I'm also thankful for people who have patiently waited for their commissions.
As you can
I'm
see,
sorry it
guys,
took as long
I
as-
have a reference right here. See, for all the people to see what I'm using. It's on the same layer. It's supposed to be on a different one. Wait, this is redemptionable. Don't worry about it. I'll just do these. And see? Fixed it. I didn't realize I was drawing on the reference layer. Thank goodness.
as it did for me to get them done. I'm sorry for disappointing everyone, and I promise to do better.
No, you
moving
don't. Shut the fuck up.
forward. So look, not only was this response grammatically a disaster, it was a disaster in and of itself. It didn't address anything. It was very vague, and I mean, you don't have to listen to me say this. Ruru said it themselves, replying to her post, ratioing her, and saying, you didn't address the raffle winner or the past clients who purchased AI-assisted work without knowing. If rebuilding trust is the goal, taking full accountability is the first step to do that. I believe those situations should be acknowledged and refunded properly as well. That's a very good point. What about the raffle winners? What about the people that you gave empty promises to? What's ironic here is that she wasn't quote tweeting the first document, she was quote tweeting the other document that talks about her terrible communication with clients.
Oh, what
with
the
the
fuck?
raffle winners. I mean, honestly, at this point, deleting your account would have been better than putting this Google Doc out to the public. Like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
100,000 views and barely any interaction. People were done with this. They had already made up their minds. The proof was there and there was nothing she could do except take accountability, and she failed to do even that. On the original quote tweet that Ruru had made with the initial document exposing Gami, you'd see many people in the replies pretty much disowning her, right? They might have come across her fan art, they might have liked it before, they might have interacted with her, but now this was over. This is not someone they wanted anything to do with. After this
Yep,
whole
nope.
debacle, Gami would continue posting on her
So,
Twitter. And
Lex,
yes,
you didn't even told us. You said that Gumi kind of interacted with you before, or did I miss it? Can you, story time, please?
it does seem like she's not using AI. It does seem like it was, drawn actually by her, but the trust is lost. No
Baby wrote
accountability
this rich
means no
chicken.
forgiveness. It's going to be very hard for her to build back up what she already had. This is especially considering that her VGen got suspended. She can't take commissions anymore, and she's essentially lost the fan base.
Yes! Finally, I thought VJ's not gonna do shit. I thought.
It had taken years to build. Look, I can't predict the future. I don't know where we'll be years from now, and I don't know whether there will be a day where society will actually accept AI as a whole. However, if you want to use AI as reference, or hell, as very heavy inspiration to your art, at least specify that. At least be honest about that.
I'm
If
not
someone's
gonna
willing to pay for that, then hey, good on them. It's their money. They can do whatever they want with it. But don't pretend to be someone you're not, because that's just what a scammer does. And you don't want to be labeled as a scammer, because if you are, you end up like Gami. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you want to see
Period. Now I'm gonna watch another one because I am dead brain and I watch dead brain stuff.